Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is my Magneto advanced guide. So I play Magneto quite a bit in my plat lobbies in competitive, and I wanted to share all of what I've learned with you guys. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Magneto has as his basic attack the Iron Volley. So the Iron Volley is this projectile he tosses, and it doesn't do that much single target damage, but it does have some sort of AoE damage. So how does it actually work is that the projectile, so you can see it's a projectile and then it explodes. The projectile itself will deal 35 damage, and then the explosion or the AoE will deal 40 damage at its center and will do 20 damage at its edges. So between that, it's like maybe 30 in the middle, right? But most of the time, if you get like a direct impact, this is going to mean you're going to deal 75 damage to your target. So this means you can't really three-shot any hero in the game, even the squishiest characters. Let's put Rocket Raccoon for the example. You won't be able to three-shot them, but you'll be able to four-shot them, and you'll be able to four-shot every single character that is not a tank. So let's take for example Black Panther, who has 300 HP. Since you do 75 damage, 75 times 4 is 300. So you should always be able to 1, 2, 3, 4 tap every single target that is a squishy target if you land those direct impact. So a small detail, because it is an explosion like that, you could actually aim down if you want to have an easier way of hitting your target when you're very close, as if you're trying to direct impact and he's moving, the projectile might not hit your target and you might completely whiff. So if your target is very weak, you can actually aim on the ground and make sure you get that last hit. So for example, for all those 250 health targets, so let's go back to Rocket Raccoon, 1, 2, and then let's say I do this attack, right? He will almost be dead, but not quite. So I might just be better off just trying to hit next to him or right down close to him with my last hit, because I will be guaranteed to hit him and not with my last attack when he's very weak. Does that make sense? So 1, 2, I know this doesn't kill quite, so then maybe you would like to aim downwards instead of straight to the target. Make sure you don't miss your hit. So you can look on Magneto's back, there's rings on it, and once you do your right click, you will consume those rings and deal some damage. So at max rings, you will deal 90 damage, and I showed you the Galactobot over there just to show you that it doesn't have any drop off and you can shoot very far. So this is when you have all 3 rings. You see you need to kind of wait a little bit that you recharge before using this ability, and it also has some knockback. So if I do it now, you can see there's a little bit of a knockback to the target. This can be good if you're getting pressured by, let's say, a Thor or something like that. But yeah, if you're getting pressured really hard, you can use that to knock back, and you can also use that as a sort of a stun. So what you can do is like right click mag cannon, then you do your so left click mag cannon, then you do your left click again, right? So when you're at two rings, you actually will only do 60 damage, which is not great since your basic attack does 75. So you're better off just shooting your basic attack and always firing off when you have your 3 rings, unless you don't have any ammo left and you really need to finish the target. So let's say 1, 2, 3, and then I have to reload. I could just finish with the mag cannon. So what you can do with the mag cannon is actually get some rings back with your other abilities. So the next ability I'm going to talk about, which is the F or E ability, is a shield that you can put on a target with the E button, and a shield you can put on yourself with the F button. So this is how it looks. It does a 300 health shield, but it only lasts like what, like 2 seconds, something like that. Very short. You got to use it at the right time, but 300 health is huge, and you get your rings very quickly if you do block a lot of damage. So I'm going to show you how it looks. I use my mag cannon that I shield. You're going to see after the shield expires, I got like an extra ring, but that's just from the small damage of the Galactobot. But you guys get the ID here. You can use the shield here to gain your mag cannon back and keep going, right? So that's the idea of Magneto, is that you will use his shield to actually gain back some of your rings that are on your back, and you will use your mag cannon again, which is your long range tool. So like I told you guys, it doesn't have any range, so even if you're really far, you can snipe a target. The projectile speed is actually quite slow, but you guys get the idea. Magneto has a glide. This is rarely used, but sometimes on jump pads, you take a jump pad and you will get your glide off. So you just hold spacebar and you will be able to glide. But you don't really have any way to actually get into the air with any of your movement abilities other than with your alt. So we'll get into that in just a second. And here is the next utility tool before we get to the ultimate, which is his left shift. So you see the left shift here. It's just a shield that blocks incoming damage. This is very good. I don't believe it pops. So if you are at the end of a Punisher ult, you can actually block the Punisher ult by using this shield. And then you also have your other shield. So you have different tools that you can cycle through his kit, allowing him to have a lot of utility on the battlefield. So what you can do, okay, so let's say your teammate is Doctor Strange and your Doctor Strange is pushing forward with his shield breaks. Well, then you can put a shield on him, right? And in the meanwhile, you're using your basic attack, you're using your mag cannon. So his shield breaks, you put a bubble on Doctor Strange, and then the bubble bursts, and then you will go forward if Doctor Strange is still in danger with your shield, just to help the Doctor Strange peel back. So this is a classic way of playing Magneto as a secondary tank, and he's also really good with those abilities to peel off for some of your supports that are getting pushed. So let's say your opponent is playing a Black Panther, is diving very deeply your supports. Well, what you can do is put a shield on your supports, right? Very useful. You can also use the mag cannon to help a little bit your supports, and you can also obviously use the shield. So very good at supporting the team. I wouldn't go too aggressive with a Magneto. I would stay in that range, right? That 15 meter range, something like that. I think this is his best range. And also, if you're at the perfect range, even if you miss your target, the explosion should hit your target with your basic attack. So very useful to actually be at that exact perfect range, because even if you miss your target, you still might get some damage off. And this applies for if you're behind a wall. So let's say Rocket Raccoon here. So I deal my 3 attack here. I don't quite kill him, and then he goes past the wall. I can still damage him by attacking next to him, right? If I'm at that perfect range, you see he's behind the wall, and I can still hit him. So this takes kind of a little bit of skills to actually land and understand. But you can clearly see that it's possible to hit targets behind walls with with Magneto's basic attack. So very important to understand that. It is going to happen all the time that a target is going to be hidden behind a wall, and you're just going to use a basic attack next to the target, just past that choke, and you're going to get some good value, right? And you get some AoE damage, very good, and you have all of that kit. All right, let's now talk about Magneto's ultimate. So Magneto's ultimate is quite unique. So what he will do is leap in the air and start charging this huge meteorite, this metal meteorite, and then we'll toss it on the ground. It has quite a bit of unique effects, such as the fact that it actually swallows projectiles. So you can see the big circle around Magneto when he does the ultimate. This means that all projectiles that does enter this circle will be swallowed and will empower his ultimate. So you can see the meter on the screen when the ultimate is done. Here right now it's at 0, but every time it swallows a projectile, it increases. This increases the damage. The maximum amount you can actually swallow, or the maximum amount of projectile damage you can swallow, is 800, which is almost infinite, right? The only time that it's not going to work is when you play against a Punisher, because the Punisher ultimates uses his ultimate. This is not enough to swallow the Punisher's ultimate. So make sure you understand that and don't try to counter his. What's going to happen is you're going to waste your ultimate and it's going to burst and it's not going to work. So yeah, make sure you understand that when you do your ultimate. It swallows the projectile and increases the damage, and then you toss a projectile for more damage. And how much damage does it do? It does 300 base damage. Even if you don't swallow any projectile, it does 300 damage, which is very, very good. It does 100 damage, and then it charges to 300 during the duration. A lot of the time, if you do swallow a lot of projectile, you won't have to wait all the way if you want to snipe like a squishy target. But yeah, very important to understand that it does a lot of damage. This is very good if you're playing against, let's say your opponent is playing Luna Snow, right? And then they're ulting. Luna Snow is ulting. What you can do is use your ultimate to one-shot a target in Luna Snow's ultimate. This surprises everyone all the time. So let's say there's a Luna and there's also Mantis. Well, what I will do is I will try to snipe that Mantis during Luna's ultimate, and then after the fight they only have one support. We focus out Luna and then we win the fight. So you guys have to understand that, and understand that all those squishy targets that you do want to one-shot, make sure that they already use their movement ability. So let's say you're playing against a Hela, you want to make sure that Hela use her Crow. If you're playing against I don't know, like a Psylocke, make sure she used like both of her dashes, right? Because it's very easy to dodge because the projectile is so slow, especially if you're like very, very far. But usually you're able to get at least a target, and a target in a team fight like that, especially because you swallow so much projectiles, can be a big game changer. In this game, getting a single target, a squishy target in a team fight can be a game changer, and then you just do the cleanup. So you can see here, I'll do it all the way through. It does a lot of damage, but then it does almost no damage if I don't let it charge. So this is Magneto's ultimate, and now, so let's go into his combo. So what you would do, he's not a big combo heavy character, but what you would do is use your you would use your basic attack, mag cannon, basic attack. This is his bread and butter that you will use all the time. You can finish a target off with mag cannon as well. But what you can do, right, is you will use that combo whilst being targeted, right? So boom, boom, boom. But you will also use your shield in the meantime, because you want to get rid of your rings before you get more back with your shield. So what I'm talking about is I will put my shield up, boom, 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 and then when it ends, I got a new mag cannon, right? Obviously, in a team fight, you will already be at 3 rings, probably because right now I'm only getting a little bit of damage from the Galactabot, but yeah, you guys understand the principle here. And then obviously the left shift, you don't really put it in a combo, you use it when you need to protect a teammate, to peel for a teammate. Same goes for your E ability, which is actually the shield on a teammate. You can use the shield on so let's say like a defensive combo actually, right, would be someone charges your teammate, you would put a shield to protect him, then you would mag cannon to toss him away, and then you would come with your left shift, and then you would have your mag cannon again because sorry, you would shield, mag cannon, and then do your left shift, and then you would have your mag cannon again, right? Makes sense. So these are the basic combos, and then you also have your ultimate you can use in a team fight at the end of your combo to swallow as much projectile and get some easy target. But you can use your ultimate to engage as well. That's totally fine. And now, guys, finally, before we get into the team comps, quickly, let's go for his team up ability. So Magneto has the best team up ability in the game, which is his how's it even called? It's his sword. Do we have a name here? Metallic Chaos. So when there's a Scarlet Witch, Magneto will get this new ability with the C button, right? And you see for a while, and it's on a 30 seconds cooldown, but for a while you will actually get the ability to toss here some projectiles at a very, very long range. This is very, very powerful. You can see actually that the real cooldown is actually only 20 seconds because I think it lasts 10 seconds. right? And what's very cool about this ability is that it has infinite range and it does 85 damage. So now with this ability, you can 3-tap really any of those squishy targets, right? Boom, boom. If you hit them right on them. 1, 2, 3. So you can 3-tap at 250 health and you have infinite range, which is extremely huge. It does almost as much damage as a mag cannon, but you can toss like what, 12, 14 of them, which is very, very powerful. And you can just, guys, what you do with this ability is you just spam some chokes. You just spam chokes with this ability. You try to hit a squishy target that's behind. So you would just spam a choke like this. You just keep going, keep going, keep going. You use it, you use it, you use it. This will create a lot of openings. So usually you would be like defensive, using your abilities, and then at one point you activate your team up, and then you start like creating openings with some kills and stuff like that. So very, very solid. To me, it's the best team up in the game. If it's not this one, I don't know which one is, but very solid. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 swings you can do with this ability, which is very powerful. And then after that, you have all your abilities that should be off cooldown because you just use your team up ability. And then once you do use all your abilities and all of that, you see I'm almost back to my team up ability. So very solid, guys, and this is a perfect segue into the team comps in which you want to play Magneto. You want to play Magneto, obviously, when you do have a Scarlet Witch. This is a very good comp. One, obviously, you get the team up, but two, you also have your shield that you can put on Scarlet Witch. This is huge because Scarlet Witch Ultimate needs a shield to actually be effective, and it can be very effective if you do land your E ability on Scarlet Witch when she ults. So, yeah, Magneto, very good. I would play Magneto also with another tank. That would be more of a front line. You don't want Magneto being the front line tank. So if you have like a Doctor Strange, it would work well. You could play it with like a Thor. You could shield a Thor, something like that. Even like a Captain America. All of those would be good. I'm not sure about the Magneto Hulk combo because it's kind of redundant to have two shields. And especially like Hulk, you want another character that will be extremely close to him, diving with him because his shield will apply to his teammates. And Magneto, you kind of want to be a little bit more further back, so I wouldn't play him like that. And then for supports, it doesn't really matter. You can play him with any support, really. He's not very dependent. He's really good actually at helping with supports. So supports target that are damaged, you just give them a shield, and then you mag cannon, and then you have your shield, obviously, right? Very solid, guys. When you play Magneto, make sure you go in settings here, Magneto, and then you would go to combat here. Am I at the right place? Allied health bar on. Very important to activate the allied health bar for Magneto, because this will help you understand that you have such a critical target that needs to be shielded. So very important, guys. I suggest doing that for all characters that do have, you see, some sort of utility defense, because it will help you so much protecting all those characters. So if you're playing with a Black Panther, which is another great character, if you play with other like dive DPS that need a shield to be very effective, Magneto needs to see the allied health bar, understand which target is actually at critical health. Just like this one I just saved. Now I know this one is kind of weak. I'm gonna put my shield up, and then I'm gonna push back. So we have all those options. Such a cool character. Don't forget about the melee attack once again. And guys, what team or what comps you don't want to play Magneto in? You don't want to play Magneto in into a Thor and into Captain America. But I would say Thor is probably the worst. But those, or even like Hulk, all of those Venom is fine because Venom doesn't do that much damage and like kind of has more of a little bit of a burst melee damage. But like Thor, if he gets onto you and then just starts swinging, you're not going to be able to take him off of you, which is very rough to play Magneto into a Thor. So make sure if you're having a hard time getting brawled, make sure you switch to another tank for those occasions. I'm mentioning that, guys, because in Marvel Rivals, counter swapping is crucial in the game. So make sure you do have some other targets, but Magneto can be very, very solid at creating openings with his team up, and at being very defensive, utility spammy with his basic attack when you do not have the team up, right? So very fun character, guys. I'm gonna jump into some gameplay here. I have some very fun gameplay. I hope you guys do enjoy, again, this type of video. Make sure you tell me down below if I missed anything, if you guys love the character, any comments really, but for sure tell me what characters you guys want me to do next. I'm going to be doing much more content for the game, so make sure to like and subscribe if this is helpful for you guys. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the gameplay. Take care. Bye, guys. I'm on point with Namor here. I'm fighting Namor on point. And Penny. Groot, move to point, move to point. That's huge. Luna's top left. We can punish her here. Okay. She's retreating.
You said punish her?
We don't want to push.
Good heals, good heals. Good pick.
Test point. I'm gonna go test point.
I'm retreating. I'm gonna need some heals. I'm ulting. I got a pick.
Back. I'm back in. I'm back in. I'm back in.
I'm still on point with Groot. Penny's weak. Penny's so weak. She's getting some good heals though. Good pick. I got Magneto here.
Quiet.
Thank you, Groot. I was not finished with that.
That's good. Tally.
Yep, I'm gonna need some heals here. I'm back on point. Just try to line aside him. That's a huge pick on Punisher. On me. Let's go. Good job, guys. I got Warlock. He's using his cocoon though. Keep me alive. I'm spamming the... Good heals, good heals. I'm moving in. Okay. Luna ulted. They got a penny now. Penny's down. That's so huge. Good job, Psylocke.
Another epic victory. Big win.
Okay, let's go to point.
It's okay. Admit it. You need me.
Oh, disappointing. Magic and magnetism. Magnificent. They come behind you.
They are rude.
Armed and dangerous.
Half of the mission area.
Let's go. Nice job, Scarlet. I didn't have my shield.
Control lost.
Insignificant gnats. Much better.
They've almost got it. Control C.
Good job.
This will be helpful.
Push the choke. Push the choke here.
I feel like myself again.
Watch me fall.
Good round.
Your attacks are futile. I feel like myself.
Hulk.
As one.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
Go to point.
Magneto. A nice deep freeze. One of the good guys.
Be a shame. Two primal forces merged as
That's
one.
3. The real magic happens when we work together.
I feel like myself again.
Here they come now. The mission area is yours. What's success? Hits the ground. Us against the world.
Primal forces merged as one. Much better.
We need you back. Stand with you. A nice deep freeze.
We must stand our ground.
Keep going.
Your powers are mine!
I got my ult.
Capacity. be proud, Magic.
There they are. A nice deep freeze. Don't let them claim victory. Let's keep fighting until we have a winner.
He's weak. Hulk's weak. Baby Hulk.
You shall not be harmed.
GG, boys.